You're watching a Start to Finish Podcasting Quick Tip, brought to you by the Start to Finish Podcasting TV Network with Andre Lewis.
Hello and welcome to the Start to Finish Podcasting Podcast. I am Andre Lewis, and today I'm going to show you how to create a basic setup in GarageBand for recording a podcast. Now, it's a simple process, so you don't have to be intimidated by this. You will find that this setup is very simple and easy, and once you see this video, you'll be just fine. So let's not wait. Let's get right into it, and let me show you how to do a basic setup in GarageBand. And this will come up. Let me move this out the way. Now, it's going to give you the option here of 7 different choices here. You have the keyboard collection, the amp collection, voice, hip hop, electric, and songwriter. You don't need any of these. These are basically for music, so you don't really need to use these. Because you're doing just podcasting, this won't apply to you. None of this right here will apply to you. What you're going to click on is Empty Project. So I'll click on that. And then it's going to open up GarageBand. And here you're going to see 4 options. You have a software instrument option. You have 2 audio options, and you'll have a drummer option. These 3 right here, 1, 2, and 3, are not for podcasting. This is basically for music. So you're not going to need these particular choices right here, the drummer, the guitar, or the software instruments. What you're going to use is the record right here where it has the image of the mic, and it says record using a microphone or line input. So this is the one you're going to use, which is already highlighted. Now, you're going to come down here and you're going to select an input. Now, because I'm using the Focusrite 18i8, I have 18 inputs, and that's why you see 18 inputs here. When you are choosing an input, you're going to choose, most people will choose input 1. I don't have input 1 chosen right now because my microphone on the Focusrite 18i8, I have 4 XLR inputs, and my Shure SM7B, which is what I'm using right now, is connected to the second input. So it would make no sense for me to use input 1 if my Shure SM7B XLR connection is in input 2. So I chose input 2. If you are using a Focusrite of any kind and you have your microphone connected to input 1, then you would put input 1. But I'm going to go back and change that to input 2, because if I use input 1 and I try to record, you won't hear my voice because there's no microphone connected to input 1. So we'll go back to input 2 and we'll have that set right there. Here and here and here, you're going to check and make sure that the audio interface that you're using, your input and your output, are what you're actually using. So right here, like I said, I'm using the Scarlett Focusrite 18i8, and that's correct right here. So that's what I have here. Here, I'm using my built-in output, which means I'm using a computer output. Now, you don't necessarily have to use the built-in output. Now, let's just say, I'll give you an example here. The Focusrite 18i8 has a monitor, it has a dual monitor. So whatever I'm putting into the input of the 18i8, I can hear it through the monitor jack connected with the headphones. So let's just say I wanted to use that instead of the built-in output. So once I record and I play it back, it's going to come from this particular option right here, the built-in output. Now, like I said, if I want to play it back and listen to it within my Scarlett 18i8, the Focusrite, I'm going to change this. So you would click here, and this box is going to pop up, this window. Now your output device, like I said, it's built-in output. Your input device, like I already said, is the Scarlett 18i8. So the input device is already correct. We have that already in there. That's fine. But if I wanted to change the built-in output and wanted to hear it from another source, then I would use one of these. So if I choose this, now it's saying when I record, the Focusrite is going to be the input source. And when I play it back, it's also going to be the output source, which means I'm going to need to connect some headphones to the Focusrite 18i8 to hear what I recorded. But I'm not going to leave it like that right now. I'm just showing you how to make the changes. So I'm going to change this back to the built-in output. All right, so now it's back at the built-in output, and as long as these are okay, then you are fine. You're going to get out of this, and all you have left to do is click create, and that's what we're going to do. All right, so once you create your project, you're going to see this here. Now, the first thing I'd like to do, and I want you to do when you're setting it up, you're going to change this. This is about bars, beats, and tempo. You don't need that because this is not a recording for music. This is a recording for podcast. So basically what you'll probably need or want to monitor is the time. So to get to the time, you're just going to click this arrow here, and then you're going to go down and click time. So now you have your time in hours, minutes, and seconds. This you're going to turn off because if you have this on and you hit record, you're going to hear the ticking, the tick, 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 and it gets quite annoying. So you don't want that. So you're going to turn that off. Now, I like to rename my track before I do anything else. So this right here, so I'm going to rename it by double clicking, and I'm going to click, let's see, trying to see because I want to show you something later, but you know what? I'll just put interview. No, I'll put show. All right, so I just put show, and that's how you rename the track. If you want to rename it again, you just double click it and then type it in. All right. Now, once you have your time set, because you want to keep track of your time, you don't have to, but I like to do that. These are some of my preferences too, as I show you this. You also have already renamed the track, which is mine is show. And if you notice, when I speak, you see the green and the yellow. This is going into the green and the yellow. Now, if I talk loud like this, you see it's going right into the yellow. And that, for some podcasters, it's fine. They kind of like to be in the green and the yellow. I call it the green and yellow. However, let's just say I was coming in too high. Right now I'm coming in, I would say on the green, a little bit on the green and a little bit on the yellow. Now, if I wanted to come in a little lower and turn this down, I'm not going to use this. This right here, I'm not going to use this. So don't think that this is going to turn your volume down. Don't use this. I'm going to set this back here to where it was. It was about right there. I'll keep it right there. So I wouldn't use this. If you want to lower the volume, what you would do is come down here and use this. Now, right now, I can't do nothing with it. But usually this will be available so you can move this. Usually it'll probably be right here. Now, if I wanted to lower this here, I would use this button here and just click on it and move it down this way. So that's how you would lower it. Or if you got a little too high, you can lower it by turning down the gain in your audio interface, on your audio interface. So if I turn the gain down, I'm going to do that right now, and you'll see how right now I'm coming in the yellow, but but I'm going to turn it down so I can come just in the green. Okay, so right now I turned it down so I'm only in the green. As you can see right now, I'm only in the green. I'm not going in the yellow. So I turned the volume down, the gain on the audio interface down, so I can stay in the green. So I'm going to turn it back up to where I had it. All right, so now I'm back in the yellow, and I did turn it up, and we are good to go. So after you set this up, you're going to come down here. Here is where you can choose the option of a noise gate. I wouldn't if I were you. The best thing you want to do is record your audio raw. You just want to go raw and then apply your settings after the recording. You don't want to do it while you're recording because then you can't change anything. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're just recording raw, no sound effects, no post-production, no EQ, nothing like that. So you just want to make sure you're recording it raw. And once you do that, this here, let me explain this. This here is more for music. I mean, you can use a compressor for your podcast recording. You know, if you have some guests that are a little loud, or if you get a little loud, you can use this to compress the audio. But you really won't need to use that because you want to record raw, so you wouldn't have to pay attention to any of this. You got an EQ right here. You got your controls right here, but you're not going to need that. All you're going to do is basically do the basic setup that I just showed you. And if you don't want this here, all you got to do is click this, and that would disappear. And if you wanted to get rid of this down here, I believe it's that. Yep, you'll click this right here, and all you have right now is your recording. Now, if you want this back here, this is the library. You can put it back there. I'll just leave it out. And here is the settings for the audio. Don't really need that, but if it makes you feel good that that's there, I know it made me feel good that it was there. It made me feel like I was really recording. So I kept it there. But if you don't want it there, you can just get rid of it. All right. And once you do all of this, all you're going to do is record, and that's it. You hit the record button, you record your podcast, you hit stop, and that's it. And you are all set. So that's how you record or set up your basic GarageBand settings to record your podcast. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. You can reach me at starttofinishpodcasting@gmail.com, or you can go visit the website at www.starttofinishpodcasting.com. So thank you again for tuning in. I hope you got some value out of this. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you for watching the Start to Finish Podcasting TV Network.